Well, I think everybody wants to know when they get their bill from their lawyer, they take a look at it and go, oh my God, what are those charges for and everything. And they really don't understand it. So my purpose here today is to try to explain how lawyers bill. But first, let me tell you about a course that I took. The very first class that I took in law school many moons ago was a class at 8 o'clock in the morning called billing. Actually, it had a fancier name. It was something like the moral and ethical responsibility of a lawyer to bill clients properly. And we students just called it billing. Something happened when I took that course that I just couldn't believe how wonderful the idea of billing was. Sitting up in a big office billing clients just kind of attracted me and kept me active in law school just so I could do that when I graduated. So I graduate from law school. I get a job at a nice regional firm. I'm in the pay scale. I'm starting to move up year after year. I had some good investments and started to make some money. And finally, one day, I'm doing my tax returns, and I look at the amount of taxes that I'm paying, and I go, "Oh my God! I can't believe how much money is going to the government. I need to do something about this." And I had done some tax work and so on. We have a big firm, and we talk about taxes all the time, but really didn't talk about secret bank accounts, offshore accounts, dummy corporations, and things, you know what I'm talking about, things like that. So for the next couple years, I spent a lot of time and took 3 or 4 trips to some of these locations. Talked to bankers there, I talked to the lawyers there, I talked to the regulators there, and finally, after a couple of years, decided to put my assets into some of these offshore vehicles that I discovered. So a very long story, very short, is I get my tax return back a couple of years later after I finally put everything into the foreign corporations and dummy corporations and so on. And I could not believe when I got my tax return, I took a look at it and I go, oh my God, why isn't everybody doing this? So I probably said a little something I didn't want to say to some of my friends in the office. A couple of guys, we went out for cocktails after work, and I told them what I had done. They couldn't believe it. They wanted to do it immediately. So they did that, and another year goes by or so by the time they get it in, and they said, we need to show this to the senior partners in the firm and have a seminar and have all of our big clients in there. And so we did that. And long story short again, when those clients, we had the top 25 clients, 24 showed up, and when they got their tax returns filed, my phone was ringing night and day. Everybody wanted to talk to me. I was the golden boy. They just wanted to touch me and take me out to dinner. I'd say in that first year, I went to every major sporting event in the world. I went to the World Soccer Championships, the NBA Finals, the World Series, the Super Bowl, NASCAR, you name it, I was there. I took trips all the time. I was out with the clients all the time. They couldn't get enough of me. Then one day, I am going by the office, and I happened to look at the annual or the year-to-date billing records on the desk, and I'm on the bottom. The guy in a coma in the hospital had a better billing record than I did. I was 0. I was close to the top. So I needed to change that somehow. So I decided to, if I'm going out to do all these different things with people that they're going to pay for, that was my problem. I wasn't billing the people when I was out going to all these different events. And I had a couple, just for give you an idea, that we had the two biggest clients both had huge yachts, and they took them over to the Mediterranean, to Monaco in the winter for the Grand Prix races over there, Formula One. And there were 2 two yachts, and I had to decide which one. They're both 150 foot and longer. One had a helicopter pad and one didn't have a helicopter pad. So guess which one I took? I took the one with the helicopter pad. And another guy, I'm at the office, he was a big news executive in Phoenix or someplace like that. We're in a conference room overlooking the Valley of the Sun, and he throws some keys down my way, down a long 40-foot table, and he says, "It's yours." I said, "What is it?" He said, "It's a 10,000 square foot fishing lodge on the Colorado River up at Lee's Ferry." He said, "It's yours. You take it. You deserve it." So anyway, I decided to change my billing time from, I think I was at 12-15 an hour, something like that, and I thought that was kind of high, and I had moved that up over the last couple of years. And I decided I'm just going to make it $5,000 an hour. I said, why not? So I put a notice out to the customers, the clients, and tell them I'm moving my billing rate up from $12.50 an hour to $5,000 an hour. No one called back, and I'm saving these people hundreds of millions of dollars a year. I mean, they could care less. So right after that, I'm on a trip to Hong Kong overnight on a private jet. We're going for some big grand opening or something like that. And I'm laying in the bed in the hotel, in the room on the plane, and I'm thinking, why shouldn't I be billing 24/7? So I decided to, after 8 hours, I go into double billing, and then if I go into the last 8 hours of the day to triple billing. So when I'm sleeping, I'm earning more money than when I'm awake. I'm getting about $240,000 a day if it's a 24-hour day. And I think that's fair. Trying to summarize how lawyers bill, think of it this way. I was at a very large benefit, black tie, limousines, hundreds of people, and I'm up at the bar getting a refill on a drink, and one of my new clients happened to be there, a very important guy. So we're talking, and I noticed that the bartender is listening to us the entire time. And the guy's wiping the glasses and mixing the drinks and doing stuff, but basically he's listening to what I'm saying. So I learned by that experience is that you bill everybody. I billed that guy for listening on my conversation. And I did that in many other cases. Now, I didn't bill him the normal rate. I just billed the guy $2,500 for listening. And guess what? He paid it too. Anyway, the big thing I found out was that people really don't care how much you charge. They just want the job done. So putting my rate up to $5,000 an hour was not a problem. If you sort of think of it sort of like major league sports, football, basketball, and so on, these guys are getting $50 million a year, $100 million a year, whatever, and they get paid and no one is squawking about it. And I thought, why shouldn't I be up there? And you go into a law firm, you say, as a new person coming in looking for a lawyer, who is the best lawyer that you have in your firm? Well, the best lawyer gets the most money. Guess who gets the most money? I get the most money. I got more business after I raised my rates up to $5,000 an hour than I did when I had the $1,250 an hour. So the number one thing is you can't charge enough money being a lawyer. I hope you learned something. Look forward to seeing you in the future. Over and out.